Astrology for the soul. Pluto in Aquarius is a collective exorcism of inherited beliefs, psychic noise, and societal software that no longer supports our evolution. As a planet of transmutation, power, and underworld alchemy goes inward, we are invited to excavate the coded patterns of control that we have embedded into our nervous systems, our relationships, and our worldviews. Aquarius rules the electrical body, the mind, the collective web of the future, and the future self. Pluto retrograde here acts as the soul hacker, pulling back the veil on how colonization, assimilation, the algorithmic influence have shaped our thoughts, our identities, and our social blueprints. This is not just a mental purge. It's an energetic reboot of how we plug into the collective consciousness and who we give our power to. Hello, y'all. Welcome into the Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. We will be experimenting. We will be experiencing this Pluto in Aquarius retrograde started May 4th and all the way through October 11th, 2025. And this theme for the Pluto in Aquarius retrograde is reprogramming the soul's operating system. Ancestral and energetic threads. One, we have ancestral memories. This retrograde reactivates generational traumas around exile, persecution for radical thought, Aquarius, forced assimilation, and betrayals within collective movements. Arise in dreams, sudden emotional waves, or disruptions in your sense of belonging. The energetic detox. Nervous system recalibration. Sudden fatigue, buzzing thoughts, or resistance may signal where your energy field has been hosting outdated frequencies, often inherited. This is your cue to ground, release, and reset. The liberation work. You're not just healing for you. No. You're releasing the energetic chains that have kept you and your ancestors compliant, invisible, or afraid of their own brilliance. This quantum healing that travels backward and forward in time. A little guidance for this portal. Unplug to rewire. Be selective with information and relationships. Engage in tech-based rituals, i.e., sound healing, digital altars, or sonic codes. Reclaim your radical lineage, who your bloodline was, the rebel, the mystic, the dreamer. Channel them. Use breath and frequency to clear the static and reclaim your signal. This could be music, this could be water, this could be nature, this could be any of those things that help you recalibrate your internal world. And so you can re-regulate your system in this new and present and also upcoming future. Now, for Gemini Rising, this Pluto in Aquarius retrograde will be happening in your 9th house, okay? The core belief and theme that the core theme that you're seeing here is belief, learning, and liberation. 9th house themes, the Sagittarius house themes, okay? Also, this has to do with like foreign travel, trade. You could maybe even possibly be going back to a place, maybe a foreign country, a foreign place. You maybe could be considering moving at this time as well, or going back to maybe a place that you went to in a past. This could be a current past or a past life. Even the evolution is happening here is you're questioning what you've been taught, right? You know, burning down what I like to call the colonizer's curriculum, okay? Or even if it's not necessarily the colonizer's curriculum, this could even be, beliefs that you carried from at a young age, from your family, from your roots, from your neighborhood that you grew up in, the stuff that, people told you, or told you about the world views and have shaped your world views in your life. And maybe even if you're a part of some type of like religion, all of these things, the things that you were taught at a very young age also is coming here. So this is all coming into question at this time. So if you find yourself kind of juggling back and forth of like, dang, do I believe in this anymore? Is this really resonating with me anymore? And you're questioning these things, it's for a reason. Allow yourself to question these things at this time. And if you feel that there's belief systems or things that you've done at this time, or even things that you've studied, beliefs, philosophies, religions, whatever the case may be, that you inherited at a young age, or that you believe that you no longer resonate with, not only question those things, but now allow yourself to come in with open arms with new ideals and beliefs that better suit who you are now versus who you were back then. All right. Now, the energetic thread that is weaving in during this time, Gemini Rising, is downloads from foreign downloads. The energetic thread that is weaving in this time is downloads. So you could be receiving downloads, new information coming in, or even old repressed information from past spaces and places, i.e. past lives that are coming up back again. You can also find yourself revisiting foreign lands. Like I said, going back to places that you visited in a past life. You can also find yourself maybe re-educating yourself in something, or maybe you had like a topic or an interest that you've always wanted to learn, or maybe if you wanted to learn it, you started shoving it down to the side and you're like, well, actually, you know what, I can't study this thing because of A, B, and C, and now I want to study this thing. Now I want to kind of get deeper into this subject or topic. This could be a really good time to do so. Okay, allow yourself to use that Geminian energy, that curiosity, because you will have like this trine forming to you during this retrograde, possibly have this trine forming to you because air, Aquarius air, Gemini air. So it's going to be really asking you to do this deep dive. Now I will say this because, it is Geminian energy. It is airy and things like that. Definitely take some breaks. You definitely want to take some time because you could get into like a mental deep dive where you're kind of like maybe even spiraling a little bit. So maybe take a little bit of time take the time to really allow yourself to take breaks when you need to. If you feel yourself going down too deep of a rabbit hole, you could go down the rabbit hole. Just, take breaks frequently here. Now, the ancestral work that's happening within you is reconnecting with spiritual practices, myths, and migration of your lineages. If you feel yourself being called to some type of practice, so for example, i.e. like Buddhism, or, you're being gravitated towards a specific land or a place that you like, I don't know, for some reason this place is calling me, or for some reason this book is calling me, for some reason this study is calling. Really allow yourself to to embark on that journey. Allow yourself to go down that rabbit hole and just see what's there, because it's not calling you for no reason. Okay. Now, the transformation that's happening during this time is becoming a walking philosophy of soul freedom. Okay. You are the book that tells the tales, Gemini Rising. Okay. You are the person that is, as you are exploring and becoming more curious in your beliefs and what you believe in and where you got these beliefs from and what this lineage and what this was connected to in previous. Now you're able to teach as well. The things that you're learning, you're able to, that Geminian curiosity of, oh my God, I've learned this and I explored this and this is the things that I've learned. I would even say if this time you feel called to maybe share some of your, maybe some of the things that you've like pulled out and some of the things that you've learned with like a group of people, or maybe you want to share yourself online. You want to share some information that you've learned and speak, whatever the case may be, or to a group of friends, whatever the case, I would say do so at this time. Okay, because you could really be helping other people reconnect. You could be helping other people. I'm sorry, y'all, in the background. Got some kiddos over here. You could be calling some people to reconnect. You could be opening chambers of thought for other people as well here too. Okay. But if you want to, or you feel you want to go a little bit deeper into this information, or we want to be going deeper into this information and thought, you could definitely check out my Pluto in Aquarius shadow work guidebook. That is available down below in the description box. If you want to go even further, you can also book a personal reading with me, and we can really look into the themes of your birth chart and see how this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and what is being brought up for you deeper into this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And also let me know in the comments down below what you think, what you feel, what's been coming up for you during this time in the themes of your ninth house. And if you are watching this after the retrograde and you come back to this video, please let me know some of the things that have come up for you and what you've learned during this time. All right, now for Libra Rising, this is happening in your juicy fifth house. It is the Leo house. The core theme around this is the creativity that you are experiencing, pleasure, and visibility. So the evolution that is happening at this time is reclaiming joy, artistry, and the erotic voice that was suppressed for survival, okay? It's time to get things fun. It's time to make things fun again, you know? The inner artist wants to come out to play. You know, the creator wants to come out and play during this time, Libra Rising. All right. The energetic thread that is being weaved at this time is this inner child rebirth, this creative expression, and sexual sovereignty. You know, fifth house is also its creativity, but it also rules, you know, flirtation, you know, a little bit, you know, sexual healing as well here too. So if you've been feeling a little bit more repressed or a little bit more inward during this time, now this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is asking you, what are some of the things that you used to do that brought you so much joy and allowed you to have a good time? Maybe you used to listen to some type of music, you know, had a playlist, a fire playlist that you used to listen to all the time, and maybe you stopped listening to that playlist, for example. Or maybe you used to paint, draw, write. Maybe you used to be a musician and you used to, you know, drop gems, you know, in the booth and stuff like that. And now it's time for you to recall and come back to that, okay? So think about that during this time and also act on those things during this time. Now, the transformation that's happening during this time is becoming a pleasure priestess in reclaiming, or priestess or priest in reclaiming the joy as resistance, okay? You know, we live in such a world right now where joy, like they're trying to, you know, be killjoys, and they don't want us to have any fun, and they don't want us to be doing anything but working to die and serve the capitalist regime. And so having a good time and enjoying yourself really, honestly and truly is an act of resistance. So maybe, like I said, picking up something that allows you to get back into that highest form of expression and creativity is what is going to be your inner revolution at this time. Okay, Libra Rising? So if you feel called and you want to do some deeper work, I do have a Pluto in Aquarius shadow work guidebook down below in the description box. But even if you want to go a little bit deeper, you definitely can book a personal reading with me, and we can look at your Pluto in Aquarius, where it is in your chart and how it's going to be affecting the rest of your chart during this time and what could be coming up for you. Okay? So for Aquarius Rising, this Pluto retrograde will be happening in your first house. And the theme that we have for this Pluto and Aquarius retrograde for you is identity and soul reclamation. Reclaiming the soul, reclaiming the spirit, okay? So the evolution that you could be experiencing during this transition, during this transit of Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, is dismantling the projected self to reveal the soul essence belief. Dismantling the projected self to reveal the soul essence belief, the labels. Reinventing who you are without apology. If you feel like you've been tied to a certain identity of who you are and who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to look and how you're supposed to dress and how you're supposed to show up in the world, this Pluto retrograde is going to be dismantling all of that. Now it is time for you to decide who you are, what you believe, how you dress, how you express and present yourself to the world. Now, when we move forward to the energetic thread, this goes into shedding the mask of neutrality or detachment to your own revolutionary role, okay? So you can't play it neutral anymore. You can't play the fence, Aquarius Rising. And as an Aquarius Rising, this is what you're learning in this lifetime. Teetering the line of, I can be mutual in this situation. Now, nobody's saying that you necessarily have to be extreme, but it is time for you to make a decision as to what this earth and what the collective is calling you to be, which is revolutionary. Revolutionary in thought, revolutionary in the ways in which you live your life, revolutionary in the ways in which you see and form your collective and your tribe and your soul mission. This is what this energetic thread is weaving into you at this time. Now, as far as the ancestral work, this goes into breaking generational agreements around conformity, invisibility, or fitting in. You were never meant to fit in, Aquarius Rising. You know that you always had this very unique way of seeing life, living life, maybe different from the rest of your family members, maybe even differently from your community and the ways in which you've done things. And that's okay. I mean, it's a part of your journey. If you felt like that, man, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one in my group, or I'm the only one in my collective that feels this way, thinks this way, does things in a certain way, that's fine. It's because you're supposed to, so don't feel like you have to be or fit in, right? In order to go with the going, right? Or go with the rest of the crowd. You were meant to do different things, and you'll end up meeting the people and collectives and, groups, and even maybe for some organizations that really fit even though I know we said, not fitting in and everything, but they'll fit this idea of who you are and who you are becoming at this time. Now, the transformation work that you'll be doing during this Pluto retrograde is becoming a living transmission of liberation. Just by you being you, Aquarius Rising, is going to help people be themselves. It's going to help people see themselves and move in the ways in which that honor their unique gifts and abilities and just overall essence. So don't shy away from that and don't back away from that during this time. Embrace it with everything that you can. Okay, Aquarius Rising, please let me know down in the comments below how you feel, what you wish to experience during this Mercury retrograde, or what you wish to experience during this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And also, if you're coming after the retrograde, tell me what you have experienced, or if you're coming back to this video, tell me what you have experienced during this time. Also, too, if you're interested in getting a personal reading, you can definitely get that down below. And also, if you're wanting to go further in this work, I do have a Pluto in Aquarius shadow work guidebook that is also available down below in the description. All right. These are for deep release, ancestral listening, and energetic recalibration. Number 1, what collective beliefs or mental patterns no longer resonate with my truth? Where have I internalized programming that is not mine to carry? 2, what ancestral visions or futuristic dreams are whispering through me now? Whose dream am I continuing or rewriting? Number 3, where am I being called to stand apart, even if that means I'm being misunderstood? What fears arise when I detach from the norm? Number 4, what energetic codes to systems, identities, or ideologies need to be cut or cleared? How can I make space for a new frequency to emerge?